Philippians 4:19. And my Elohim will liberally supply, fill unto full, your every need, according to his riches and glory, in Yahushua HaMashiach. Deuteronomy 8:18. But you shall remember with profound respect Yahuwah your Elohim, for it is he who is giving you power to make wealth, that he may confirm his covenant which he swore, solemnly promised to your fathers, as it is this day. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans and thoughts that I have for you, says Yahuwah, plans for peace and well-being, and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. 2 Corinthians 9:8. And Yahuwah is able to make all grace, every favor and earthly blessing, come in abundance to you, so that you may always, under all circumstances, regardless of the need, have complete sufficiency in everything, being completely self-sufficient in him, and have an abundance for every good work and act of charity. Luke 6:38. Give, and it will be given to you. They will pour into your lap a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, with no space left for more. For with the standard of measurement you use when you do good to others, it will be measured to you in return. Psalms 128:2. For you shall eat the fruit of the labor of your hands. You will be happy and blessed, and it will be well with you. Joshua 1:8. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall read and meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything in accordance with all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will be successful. 1 Kings 2:3. Keep the charge of Yahuwah your Elohim, that is, fulfill your obligation to walk in his ways, keep his statutes, his commandments, his precepts, and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, the Torah, so that you may succeed in everything that you do and wherever you turn. Proverbs 10:22. The blessings of Yahuwah brings true riches, and he adds no sorrow to it, for it comes as a blessing from Yahuwah. Proverbs 3:9-10. Honor Yahuwah with your wealth, and with the first fruits of all your crops or income. Then your barns will be abundantly filled, and your vats will overflow with new wine. Psalms 35:27. Let them shout for joy and rejoice, who favor my vindication and want what is right for me. Let them say continually, let Yahuwah be magnified, who delights and takes pleasure in the prosperity of his servant. Psalms 84:11. For Yahuwah Elohim is a sun and shield. Yahuwah bestows grace and favor and honor. No good thing will he withhold from those who walk uprightly. Job 36:11. If they hear and serve him, they will end their days in prosperity, and their years in pleasantness and joy. Proverbs 13:4. The soul or appetite of the lazy person craves and gets nothing, for lethargy overcomes ambition. But the soul or appetite of the diligent, who works willingly, is rich and abundantly supplied. Proverbs 16:3. Commit your works to Yahuwah, submit and trust them to him, and your plans will succeed, if you respond to his will and guidance. Isaiah 1:19. If you are willing and obedient, you shall eat the best of the land. Psalms 1:1-3. Blessed, fortunate, prosperous, and favored by Yahuwah is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, following their advice and example, nor stand in the path of sinners, nor sit down to rest in the seat of scoffers or ridiculers. But his delight is in the law of Yahuwah, and on his law, his precepts and teachings, he habitually meditates day and night. And he will be like a tree firmly planted and fed by streams of water, which yields its fruit in its season. Its leaf does not wither, and in whatever he does, he prospers and comes to maturity. Jeremiah 17:7-8. Blessed, with spiritual security, is the man who believes and trusts in and relies on Yahuwah, and whose hope and confident expectation is Yahuwah. For he will be nourished like a tree planted by the waters, that spreads out its roots by the river, and will not fear the heat when it comes, but its leaves will be green and moist, and it will not be anxious and concerned in the year of drought, nor stop bearing fruit. 2 Chronicles 31:21. Every work which he began in the service of the house of Yahuwah, in keeping with the law and the commandment, seeking and inquiring of his Elohim, and longing for him, he did with all his heart, and he prospered. Deuteronomy 28:1-14. Now it shall be, if you will diligently listen to and obey the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim, being careful to do all of his commandments, which I am commanding you today, Yahuwah your Elohim will set you high above all the nations of the earth. All these blessings will come upon you and overtake you if you pay attention to the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim. You will be blessed in the city, and you will be blessed in the field. The offspring of your body, and the produce of your ground, and the offspring of your animals, the offspring of your herd, and the young of your flock will be blessed. Your basket and your kneading bowl will be blessed. You will be blessed when you come in, and you will be blessed when you go out. Yahuwah will cause the enemies who rise up against you to be defeated before you. They will come out against you one way, but flee before you 7 ways. Yahuwah will command the blessing upon you in your storehouses and in all that you undertake, and he will bless you in the land which Yahuwah your Elohim gives you. Yahuwah will establish you as a people holy and set apart to himself, just as he has sworn to you, if you keep the commandments of Yahuwah your Elohim, and walk, that is, live your life each and every day in his ways. So all the peoples of the earth will see that you are called by the name of Yahuwah, and they will be afraid of you. Yahuwah will give you great prosperity in the offspring of your body, and in the offspring of your livestock, and the produce of your ground, in the land which Yahuwah swore to your fathers to give you. Yahuwah will open for you his good treasure house, the heavens, to give rain to your land in its season, and to bless all the work of your hand. And you will lend to many nations, but you will not borrow. Yahuwah will make you the head, meaning leader, and not the tail, meaning follower. And you will be above only, and you will not be beneath, if you listen and pay attention to the commandments of Yahuwah your Elohim, which I am commanding you today, to observe them carefully. Do not turn aside from any of the words which I am commanding you today, to the right or to the left, to follow and serve other gods. Proverbs 11:25. The generous man is a source of blessing, and shall be prosperous and enriched, and he who waters will himself be watered, reaping the generosity he has sown. Proverbs 22:4. The reward of humility, that is, having a realistic view of one's importance, and the reverent, worshipful fear of Yahuwah is riches, honor, and life. Jeremiah 17:10. I, Yahuwah, search and examine the mind. I test the heart, to give each man according to his ways, according to the results of his deeds. Proverbs 13:22. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the hands of the righteous. Psalms 68:6. Yahuwah makes a home for the lonely. He leads the prisoners into prosperity. Only the stubborn and rebellious dwell in a parched land. Proverbs 28:13. He who conceals his transgressions will not prosper, but whoever confesses and turns away from his sins will find compassion and mercy. Isaiah 48:17. This is what Yahuwah your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, says. I am Yahuwah your Elohim, who teaches you to profit or benefit, who leads you in the way that you should go. Deuteronomy 15:10. You shall freely and generously give to him, and your heart shall not be resentful when you give to him. Because for this generous thing, Yahuwah your Elohim will bless you in all your work and in all your undertakings. 1 Chronicles 4:10. Jabez cried out to the Elohim of Israel, saying, Oh, that you would indeed bless me and enlarge my border or property, and that your hand would be with me, and you would keep me from evil, so that it does not hurt me. And Yahuwah granted his request. Proverbs 15:15. All the days of the afflicted are bad, but a glad heart has a continual feast, regardless of the circumstances. John 15:5. I am the vine, you are the branches. The one who remains in me, and I in him, bears much fruit. For otherwise, apart from me, that is, cut off from vital union with me, you can do nothing. James 1:4. And let endurance have its perfect result, and do a thorough work, so that you may be perfect and completely developed in your faith, lacking in nothing. Psalm 34:8-10. O taste and see that Yahuwah our Elohim is good. How blessed, fortunate, prosperous, and favored by Yahuwah is the man who takes refuge in him. O reverently fear Yahuwah, you his saints, believers, holy ones. For to those who fear him there is no want. The young lions lack food and grow hungry, but they who seek Yahuwah will not lack any good thing. Matthew 6:24. No one can serve two masters, for either he will hate one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve Yahuwah and Mammon, such as money, possessions, fame, status, or whatever is valued more than Yahuwah. Matthew 6:33. But first and most importantly, seek, aim at, strive after his kingdom and his righteousness, his way of doing and being right, the attitude and character of Yahuwah, and all these things will be given to you also. Proverbs 28:27. He who gives to the poor will never want, but he who shuts his eyes from their need will have many curses. Psalms 112:1-3. Praise Yahuwah. Hallelujah. Blessed, fortunate, prosperous, and favored by Yahuwah is the man who fears Yahuwah with awe-inspired reverence and worships him with obedience, who delights greatly in his commandments. His descendants will be mighty on the earth. The generation of the upright will be blessed. Wealth and riches are in his house, and his righteousness endures forever.